Hey Algebra students, this is Miss Bird. We're going to be going over your very next assignment and your first project in our Algebra 2 class. So this is going to go over some of the expectations and kind of the how-tos within that project. So my view is slightly different. I'm just living in my teacher view. What you will see is just within this window right here. It'll give you a little bit of information about the project here. And then we get down into the instructions and what to submit. You are going to be working on a project that is going to be presented in a Google slide deck. You will access this Google slide right here, and it's going to force you to make a copy. So what that will look like, it'll ask you to make a copy and make a copy. Now, what that does is that it allows now an editable version of the slide deck. So this is now your work that you can be working on and submitting, and you're not going to be rewriting over any of your peers' work. And this is also being saved into your Google Drive. So if you're not familiar with going into your Google Drive, I have mine just bookmarked right here. You can go in and find all of the documents that you have been forced to make a copy of over the years, and they are all living there. So the first thing that you'll notice is that it says copy of the Algebra 2, because remember we made a copy, so we might want to change that, and I would suggest putting in your name right here. So this is going to make it really easy for your teacher to know whose project it is that she's grading. The other thing that is nice to point out is that the slide deck did open in another window, so I can always go back to that project and read my directions and instructions as is necessary without losing any of the work that I've done within my slide deck in the project. So coming back to our expectations, we're going to follow the directions on each slide, complete all the necessary components on the slide, and there's also a note here that says there's an expectation for handwritten work on this assignment. So you're going to be solving some math problems, and you're going to be asked to do that by hand. You can do this on a piece of paper. That's just the more natural thing for us to reach for. Piece of paper, in which case you would take a picture of that and then upload that into the slide deck. Or you can use an online tool like Sketchtoy. So I'll walk you through Sketchtoy right now. So by clicking that link, again, it opened it up into a new window, which is nice. And then within Sketchtoy, we can see that we have a new, save, undo, erase, all of these, etc. So I'm just using my mouse. That was meant to be a 5. I understand that writing on computers is a little new, a little tricky. So just do the best that you can. I'm pretty good at reading. Less than stellar handwriting, but please do make sure that it's legible. So I'm using my mouse here. If you have a touch screen, I actually happen to have one, you can use a touch screen here so I can show my next step perhaps. Also within this, we can change the size. So if you wanted to write something that was really large, I don't know why you would, but you could. We can change the vibration. If you've noticed, it kind of seems like that it's a little bit of a wiggle, but if we wanted it to really wiggle, again, I don't know why you would. 0 kind of makes sense to me. And then if we wanted to change our color. So you will be asked to do this by hand. What are you going to be doing by hand? So jumping back into our slide deck, you'll see that the directions, it walks you through the scenario, some tasks, and then some more of the scenario. You're going to be solving this one equation many different ways based upon how students like to solve that equation. So, for example, in slide 4, Carlos says that he likes to solve by making a table of values to find the solutions. So your job is to solve in the same way that Carlos does. So here's our problem. You're going to handwrite out the solutions using a table of values, and then you're going to insert your image right here. So if I did that on Sketchtoy, say this was the work, it is not, just a heads up. If this were the work that I wanted, I can take a screenshot. So for me, I use snipping tool. I'm going to take a screenshot of this. Yep. and then now it becomes a copy paste kind of situation. And now your teacher can see your written work for how Carlos would have solved that problem. So you're going to just continue to follow these directions for each one. Same exact problem, solving it using the method of factoring, factored form. You're going to handwrite that out, copy paste that right here, etc., etc. I hope that all of these will have the directions. Additionally, on each slide, there is a video down below that is linked there if you need a little bit of help on how to, say in this case, factor this equation. So that's what you're going to do in the next project. And then to submit your project, we are going to upload or share this Google slide. So first we're going to click on this, the share button in the upper right hand corner. We're going to make sure that other people can see it. So general access right now, it's restricted to only me. That's me right here. It's restricted to me. I want to make sure that anyone at the school could see it, which means your teacher. So once we have that, we can copy the link, come back into your assignment, and this is where you're going to paste that link into the assignment to submit. And that's it for your project. I hope this was helpful. If you do have any questions, just reach out to your teacher.